Hey there, comic book friends. I'm Travis.
And I'm Ethan.
And this is
Monster Comic Reviews.
That's right. And this is for the first week of August books, August 7th. We just looked it up.
Yeah.
So we know for sure.
Uh-huh.
And first up, we're going to talk about...
First up, we have Batwing, issue 23.
Issue 23 of Batwing. And, I like the assassin lady that's in this.
You know, I kind of want her
What's
to...
her name? Lady Vic?
Yeah. I kind of want her to kill him. I mean, I like her.
Okay.
I like her more than everybody else.
Here's my problem is,
so.
everything about this book seems very stereotypical right now.
Yeah.
Oh, he can't explain why he's was gone, and and you know his girlfriend dumps him, and oh, woe is me.
Yeah.
And I ordered my comic books today. I was gonna drop this book. It was on my list of things to drop. He's gonna be in Italy, and I like the cover, so hanging on to it for at least one more issue. So that's like issue number 25, I think.
Oh. That's at least 2 more issues.
Yes, at least 2 more issues. I mean, I like the way the character looks and whatnot. I like the idea of the character. There's just nothing in this that's captivating really as a whole.
Nothing.
Lady Vic, I thought was an interesting villain. She pretty much schools him.
Yeah.
Like it was a like he's a joke.
Wow, lots of schooling this week.
Yeah. But a very pedestrian book otherwise.
Yeah.
Nothing exceptional about the art. The art wasn't horrible, but nothing exceptional about the art. And the story is just kind of there. Even the worst issues of the prior Batwing.
Yeah, we're still...
more interesting because there was some actual depth to the character. I mean, everything they've shown us about this character, I mean, yeah, it adds to his plot, but it's so generic in that we've seen it a million times. I mean, yes, we all already know that it's difficult to be a superhero and have a normal life.
Yeah.
And this is treading no new ground whatsoever.
Exactly. Yeah.
If they were treading it in a way that was interesting, it would be different even. And because it's not.
No, like I said, I was kind of hoping Lady... I mean, I knew she wouldn't. You know, that's the sad thing about the comic.
Well,
as I was reading this, right, I like Lady Vic so much more than any of the other characters we've seen in this book, that as she's fighting Batwing, you know, I was actually a little bit sad that he was the main character so he couldn't get whacked by her.
Right.
But, yeah.
Well, it's kind of nice how quickly she pretty much shuts his entire suit down, and he's worthless without the suit. Basically, it's like, oh, you're screwed.
Fail.
Yeah. So, what do we rate that book?
You can rate it first.
I will give it a low 3.
Oh, wow, that's better than me. I'm giving it a 2.
Like 2 for me. 2 starts the venture, and it was bad, and I don't think it was a bad book. It just doesn't offer anything.
Okay.
To me. For me, that's the difference. 3 is the general average book, and we go from there, is how I view our crappy rating system.
Okay. A very fluctuating rating system.
So next we're going to talk about Detective Comics, issue 23.
So I love how there's just this really, really classy mistake in the middle of this book. So Bruce and Caldwell... Caldwell be glad? Our villain, right? They're talking, and, you know, Caldwell's talking about how he's trying to, you know, get Bruce to sell Wayne Enterprises. And there's this mistake in here where...
I'm looking at it.
Where Caldwell's dialogue is Bruce's dialogue, and Bruce's dialogue is Caldwell's dialogue.
Yeah, see, this is Alfred Pennyworth, this is Bruce Caldwell and one of Caldwell's stooges, and this is Bruce's dialogue.
This is Bruce talking about how he's not going to sell it, and this is Caldwell talking about how he must be interested. Now, let's note, Bruce's dialogue, Caldwell. Yeah, oh wait, I guess I realized that I'm pointing at the camera, so I'm sure that makes no sense to you.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, but seriously though, seriously.
He caught it, I didn't catch it.
Yeah. I don't like Bruce's character in this, right? His inner voice. Oh, there's another big problem. When he's talking with Caldwell and he's like, and that's when I realized his plan. That's wrong. That's just really, really poor writing on that part, because they switch from Bruce in the present tense, suddenly to Bruce from the future in a past tense, talking about currently in the comic, and then they switch back to a present tense. That's just bad. That's really sloppy.
Well, it happens in comics a lot. The past, future, present kind of thing.
Yeah, but
you're right.
That's not the kind of story they're telling. I mean, it wasn't the kind of thing where that was on purpose. It was a mistake, and a poor one at that. So.
Yeah. And spoiler here, gosh, you couldn't figure it out if you're reading this book that Wrath is Caldwell.
Yeah, if you couldn't figure that out by yourself.
Pretty sure he's the same dude anyway.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, I guess we don't actually have...
Yeah, they haven't pulled his helmet off for us to 100% know that, but it's pretty clear that at least that's the intention they give us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. In this one, Bruce's inner dialogue wasn't great. I have liked Layman's Bruce in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a kind of a lighter Batman book that's been fun.
Yeah.
This storyline hasn't been fun.
Nope.
Artwork is still amazing in it. Jason Fabok does awesome artwork. I mean, he does superhero, artwork really, really well.
Yeah.
Backup story, and it's freaking awesome.
Yes. I don't know. It's still written well, and it's still a good story, but it kind of ruined it for me. I mean, the fact that she's,
Oh, they tied it in. They tied it into the main story.
Agent with,
working for Caldwell, basically.
Caldwell.
She's basically an industrial spy. You knew that was going to happen, though. Or at least I did, because I knew because they're going to keep tying the backstories into the main story. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but still, I don't know, a little bit.
That she wasn't really in love with him, and that was all a ruse. Yeah, instead of her just being kind of the crazy wife.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
I can see that. Artwork's great in it, though.
Yeah.
Andy Clark, once again. He needs
the,
a full-time job.
Yeah, the art in it, the writing, they were. I mean, I don't necessarily like the story, but it's good.
Right. Well written. You just didn't like the outcome. It was
exactly. Yeah. So, what would you give it?
I give it a 3.
Yeah, I give it a 3 too.
Very Pedestrian 3. There's gonna be a lot of that, I think.
Low.
What are we talking about next?
Next up we have. That's okay. Next up we have Earth 2, issue 15.
Earth 2, issue 15 is Ethan Grimace's.
It's the Let's Just All Get Our Asses Kicked Really Bad show. Yay.
Yeah, basically. I'm trying to remember. It's been almost a whole week.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yes, I remember what it is. I remember what it is about this book. I had to open up the first page to make sure this was the issue. What bothers me about this, and I don't like any kind of storytelling that falls along these lines, is, I guess we should hold it up. Because I'm going to be lazy, I'm not putting graphics in. There it is. Anyway. My problem is basically the Flash wakes up after having getting his ass beat, and it's like, oh man, I can't remember what's going on. What happened? Oh yeah, I can't remember. And then they kind of half-assedly tell us the fight, as opposed to let's just have the fight.
Yeah.
Let's just actually have it really happen in real time.
I know.
And be done with it. I mean, I think the characters are interesting. I think the bad guy characters, I think the good guy characters are interesting. I think they're all interesting people in some sense or another.
Yeah.
I just don't like the way this thing
The characters are cool, and that's pretty much the only cool thing about the story.
Yeah.
Frick, though, they're pretty scary. I mean, reverberating magic lady, right? Okay, that's not necessarily anything new, but it's always cool. Neither is big old giant guy. I don't know, the guy with the face mask. Their powerhouse, I guess.
Whose?
This guy.
This guy.
I don't know what his name is.
Are you talking about the bad guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
The lady.
When we say giant guy with the mask, that describes
okay.
That describes the Atom Smasher to me, or Adam
Let's
to me.
see here, right? Okay, so there's Beguiler, right? That's the lady. She's cool. Oh, brutal.
Yeah. That rips off the dude's head.
Church's lady. Yeah. They got the Omega Beams. He's cool. The Omega Beams, they look cool.
Yeah. Obviously, critters from Apocalypse.
Right here, I don't know, in this kind of these pages, right here.
The pages you can't
spread
see.
Page.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like in lots of cases the dialogue is just kind of getting in the way. I mean, not going, comic books should just be pictures. No, I just feel like there's the way the dialogue is placed in some of this, it's just like, wait, what? I mean, it's hard to follow. But Bedlam, that's awesome. That's a really cool power. You know, making everybody else go psycho.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
That's way bad news on so many.
Well, like I said, cool characters. I just don't like the way the story is delivered. I don't like that after the fact. Oh yeah, they kind of gloss over things and why?
Yeah,
do that kind of a deal.
Yeah,
I'm still interested in the book.
Yeah, me too.
We've got one more issue, and then James Robinson is off the book, and somebody else takes over. We'll see how they pick up the pieces from it, and we'll go from there.
I give it a 3.
Yeah, I've got a lot to say about it, though. I'll give it a 3 also. Okay, next we're going to talk about the final issue of the series, Dial H. Issue number 15, oversized. Last of the
one of the few
Bolin covers there as Nelson grabs his head, sitting on the dial, and all the great creatures behind him. What do you think?
One of the few saving graces of this week. I like this. And I thought it was interesting. Watching the centipede get schooled, totally worth it, right? That was awesome.
Okay, but the centipede getting his own dial, he gets a dial.
Oh, crap!
And the centipede dials the dial.
Crap.
And every single... Because the centipede is a whole bunch of himself, just kind of skating along. I mean, for those of you who aren't familiar with the book. He dials his dial, and every single version of himself is a different...
dial.
Is a different person, is a different superhero. Or villain in this case, because he really is a villain. Yeah, awesome. But yes, having him getting hosed by the one... They dial their actual working dial. They actually get a hold of some real dials that aren't broken and dial in and get a character that basically messes with them. And so
watching him punch himself in the face.
Discord. He basically turns on himself and starts beating himself up. The versions of himself are like socking each other and stuff. That's hilarious.
That was great. The Matryoshka doll. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Kind of fun. Probably the best thing though I liked about this comic was towards the end when Roxy turns off all the safeties on Nelson's broken dial on the very original broken piece of Dial H, and he has mashups, and the mashups that are there are the superheroes from the very, 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 very beginning of the comic before it really had a motive. Well, it was still just him
dialing and wandering around.
Yeah.
Basically, when they do the mashup, he tunes into multiple heroes at the same time.
Yeah, and
so he's, one of the things that's interesting is he's the new Chimney Boy because the old Chimney Boy got killed. So when he dials up this mashed up version, it's even a newer on top of that kind of thing. And of course, Windowpane Man knows right away because Windowpane Man was partners with
Boy Chimney,
the actual Boy Chimney hero. And so that was all interesting, you had the mix for the cock-a-hoop and the other things and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was really cool. The whole series, I think, it had a decent ending to it.
Yeah.
It leaves it to where they can do something else if they want to do something else with it. But it ties up a bunch of stuff, gives us this big dramatic, crescendo of craziness. The fact that our entire concept of telephones is based off of their junkyard.
Yeah.
Basically, it blew up a whole bunch of dials and it scattered them all over the multiverses, basically. And what we ended up with was broken pieces of phone. That's how we had the whole rotary dials and whatnot. And the fixer did come here for a while and messed around with the operator. And it was really cool. Really high concept, I think, for a comic book, quite frankly. The whole O dials and the J dials and the different stuff and whatnot like that.
It was cool.
I'm not getting any of the 3D covered comics and whatnot, but I may sneak out and buy the 2D version of Justice League, Dial E, just because I'm curious, because of course it's Dial Evil, and like literally every single page in it is by a different artist with a different villain.
Yes, that's awesome.
So it's just going to be just a big menagerie of nuts, I think.
Yeah.
But wonderful book, pick it up in trades, I think. Once you get past the first trade, I think the story really picks up. You get those first 6 issues.
Not that the first 6 issues aren't fun, but
Well, it struggled in there. You have to admit, we got around 5 or 6, 7, and we were going, oh, what are we doing?
Where is it going to go? Yeah.
If we went back in our videos to about a year ago or so, we were kind of shaking our heads. So, but it really turned out to be a great thing. I hope that China Maneva, the writer, I hope DC finds something else for him to do. I mean, I know this was kind of a Karen Berger kind of a thing. editor to get him on this. He was a Vertigo person. He's kind of a Vertigo-esque kind of a dude, what he writes and that sort of a thing. So I don't know if he'll stick around because Ken Bridger's long since gone. So I don't know if there's a pull and they canceled his comic. I don't know if he'll go on to other stuff or not.
Yeah.
We were throwing around Twitter him writing Doom Patrol.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Of course, any kind of Doom Patrol would probably be cool.
Yeah, but that'd be
cool. We have some confidence in writing a meta plot along with the standard stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, what we rate this book?
I think I'd give it a 4. A solid 4.
I give it a 4 also, and you know what? I give the series as a whole now that's closed out a 4 too.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Covers were awesome.
Yes.
Just all around good fun.
I'll miss those.
So, what are we talking about next?
Green Arrow.
Yeah, how do we do this? I let him dole out the comics, and he wanted to talk about the comics he wanted to talk about.
I think you took one of the comics that...
No, I don't think so.
I think you were supposed to talk about Detective, and then it ended up with you.
Yeah, you're on dope.
Whoopsie.
Teenagers on dope.
What? Not
Green
true.
Arrow, issue number 23. What'd you think?
Ooh. Well, I hope we see Count Vertigo again, I guess, because dang.
He's in the villain. He's in the villain.
I know he has a villain thing, but all the same, I mean, it's still just one issue, so.
Well, he's not dead.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he's going to come back because he strikes me as the kind of guy that isn't going to allow somebody to come into his country and steal his
Beat
goods.
the crap out of him.
And shoot his ear off.
Shoot his ear off, shoot his doctor,
and let him
hit
get away
him in
with
the
it.
brain. Yeah, the fact that he actually has a piece of his freaking brain exposed, that's weird.
Yeah, the whole to the tech thing and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they utilize some of the art that we talked about the last month. You know, he gets, Ollie gets hit once again with the thing, and it's cool.
It was so cool.
It's great art.
Shadow doesn't waste any time.
No.
She doesn't mess around. She kind of annoys me though. She just does. I don't know why. I feel like I actually thought about it for a decent period of time. But
is it the fact that she's kind of a know-it-all?
Yeah, that.
I mean, the fact she goes, "Oh, Ollie, you're just silly. You don't understand.
Exactly.
This is how it really is."
Right, she's so...
They did spend
I understand she's been, like, locked, away for
under Vertigo's
a very
influence
long
for
time.
months,
And she's had her daughter stolen, right? But she's just very... Well, she's kind of bitchy. I mean, she's just...
Gee, what did you just say? Let's see. She was locked away with a guy that constantly keeps her in glue and that stuff.
I understand.
Someone has stolen her child for their own, and she seems kind of bitchy.
All the same. I mean...
Well, she should just be lying all over Ollie, kissing his feet, going,
no,
"Oh, Ollie,
no,
oh, thank you for saving me."
No.
Oh, okay.
But she doesn't have to be a douchebag. I mean...
I don't think she was that. I thought she was perfectly fine. I mean, I'm never really happy when a comic suddenly jumps into quickly tell you a whole back history thing. But I mean, they have to do it somehow.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a bad way to do it. You find out about her. Different than, of course, the pre-52 version of her.
Yes.
Which I guess is great. That means that Ollie isn't going to have a relationship with her. It was her father that had a relationship with her.
That'd just be weird.
Yeah, well, the fact is that this little girl who's kind of a psycho killer is Ollie's half-sister is pretty jacked up, if that's accurate.
A little bit, yeah.
I still like the book. I don't know that a lot happened here. This just gave us a lot more information to kind of fill some holes in for Ollie, and so we can move forward.
And they shot Count Vertigo's ear off.
They shoot Count Vertigo's ear off, which is pretty funny. I love the doctors going, "Well, I got your ear here. I think we can put it back on." And then he takes Then he takes a freaking ear out of the head.
Right through the head. Right through the forehead.
So I'm curious to see if he's got another doctor that's going to be able to tweak his...
Yeah, you'd hope so. I don't know. He seems to have lots and lots and lots of money.
So anyway, and of course we have the potentially messed up quasi-love triangle with Ollie's support staff.
Oh, dang. Saw that one coming.
Yeah.
So
your goofy, nerdy guys in love with the girl, and of course the girl's in love with...
He's like, I'm gonna,
Ollie. Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell her, right? And I'm like, oh, you know what, I bet it's gonna go like this. And she's like, oh, that's great, they have something to tell me. But I have something to tell you first. I'm like, yep, Yeah.
This is the rule. Never let the girl go first.
Yeah,
you
obviously.
tell your part first to make her uncomfortable so she'll shut up.
Yeah.
And go, "Oh God, I can't tell him now," because...
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. You let me know how that goes for you.
No.
Because I'm past that point in my life. But at any rate, but the art's awesome in the book. If nothing else, even if you go, okay, there wasn't much to that story, art's still awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
You can get lost in the art pretty easy in the book. So, oh, read this book.
I think I'd give it a 3. But a strong 3, not just a 3.
Yeah, I give it 3.5. Definitely. At least art holds it. Nothing else.
Yep.
So that's it for this half. We've got a whole other half of Pedestrian comic books to talk about, I think. So we'll be back to complain and groan about those.
Oh dear.
But we love our comics. It's all the No Capes books that are the good books.
Yeah.
Fine,
the ones that we don't review together.